from Derry O'Connor, but first, Bill Arthur.
Late drama for the Hull Kingston Rovers side ahead of this game. Jake Webster forced to drop out because of illness, so Chaz Janssen comes in on the bench and Chev Walker will start. It's Lovegrove, Fisher, Wielden, Newton, Feller and Gallier in the forwards, Cook and Dobson the half-backs, Fox, Janssen, Wellham, Cockayne and Briscoe. And this is the Catalan Dragons side with Jerome Guisset captaining the team, Maguire, Ferriol, Elmer Gossard and Jason Riles at loose forward in the absence of Dane Carlaw. Half-backs of Thomas Bosk and Adam Mogg. And then it's Bell, Croker, Bale, Pello and Greenshields. The referee, Richard Silverwood, ready to get us underway then at the Stade Gilbert Brutus with the Catalan Dragons to kick off. And it will be interesting to see just how this Hull Kingston Rovers side lines up. Our French broadcast partners suggesting that Chaz Janssen would start this game, but the indications are that Chev Walker will be out there. Jake Webster taken ill in the build-up to this game, and that is a real setback for this Hull Kingston Rovers team, who'd brought Rhys Lovegrove back after missing 11 games through injury, and surprisingly Nick Fozzard left out of Justin Morgan's 17.
And that is a real big surprise, that going up against a real big physical side in the Catalan Dragons. They've got 4 prop forwards starting and they've got 2 further on the bench, so it's going to be very interesting to see where they take them in the park. It's going to be up the middle, Bill.
I think you just saw at the bottom of your screen there, Chev Walker out on the field. There he is in the number 3, so Walker has started in place of Webster. And that's not the sort of preparation you want just before the game, losing one of your key players, and Webster had been in good form. Try scorer against Wigan last week. Got 2 tries against the Catalan Dragons, in fact, when Hull Kingston Rovers beat them by 44 points to 10 earlier in the season. So he would have been useful to have out there. But it's the Catalan Dragons in possession.
And you can see the way Catalan are playing order. They just straight up the middle of that part, up the middle channel, using all the big forwards to grind down that field position. If Hull KR have got any chance of winning this game, they've got to control the speed of that ruck.
Not a good kick though. And Rovers able to bring that ball back. Talking about Rovers having problems, but of course Dane Carlaw absent for Catalan Dragons. Been a big performer for them in recent weeks. Mind you, Jason Riles being back in the side is quite a bonus for them. Now then, Hull Kingston Rovers really in need of a lift here. Their form not good in recent weeks. Just 1 win in the last 5 games, still hanging on to that 3rd place in the table, but that could come under threat this weekend. Rovers, Newton.
It's interesting though, Bill, they've won 5 games away from home, they've drawn 1 and they've only lost 2, so away from away from Hull, they're a very good side.
They need to be a good side here tonight because they're playing a Catalan side that has just regained a bit of confidence. Of course, terrible start to the season under their new coach Kevin Walters with just 1 win from their first 7 games, but they've put a bit of form together in recent weeks. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, and they still have reason to believe that they could make the playoffs. And in fact, a win here this evening in this fixture would put them on the fringes of those playoff places.
And that's it. Now, getting towards the business end of the year, you've got to start hitting some form. You need your big key personnel in your side to lead from the front and really set that foundation for what's going into the playoffs.
Rovers defence up quickly in the faces of this Catalan side. That ball was forward and Richard Silverwood had a very good view of that. That'll be the turnover. It was on the last tackle.
So a very confident start, looking to throw the ball around, trying to play on the edges. They're sucking the Hull KR defenders into the middle of the park, and it's Cyril Gossard with the offload to Adam Mogg, but Adam Mogg just overrun that pass.
Rovers, of course, started like a whirlwind against Wigan last weekend, with Peter Fox claiming those 2 tries in the opening 5 minutes. Had almost 4 minutes here, and they haven't got any points on the board yet. What's going on? Well, they've had a few days in southwest France to prepare for this. Apparently it's a hot, steamy evening. They've had rain. They're on the attack now with Chris Wellham. The crowd thinking that pass was forward. It was.
And Richard Silverwood, judging that the pass did go forward. A bit of a help from the home fans. But I'm sure Justin Morgan would rather start slow as long as they get the result after 80 minutes. But it's going to be very tough over there. It's very humid. Said playing against a real big physical side. On the bench, they've got some real dominant players as well. It's going to come on and going to give that Catalan side a real big lift.
Thomas Bosk feeds the scrum. Catalan back home at the Stade Gilbert Brutus after their trip to Barcelona, where they lost to Warrington Wolves, 24 points to 12, but terrific success off the field. That was 18,000 crowd there, but back at Gilbert Brutus, a much tighter ground, about 9,000 fans in as usual. Late on a Saturday evening. Now Catalan, middle of the field. On the attack, and Rovers having to stand firm in defence. Maguire imploring referee Silverwood that Gise was being obstructed as he tried to get to his feet to play the ball. Croker puts a crossfield kick in. Everybody is offside from the chasers. They're going to have to give the man 10.
And Hull KR were really looking lucky there. Chris Wellham come in, he slipped on the lush turf. They've lost the ball.
They've lost the ball. Oh! Catalan very nearly lost it as well. Bosk it was who was fumbling with it, just managed to keep a hold of it, but Rovers under pressure here now after that error. Just about 5 metres away from that try line. The ball goes behind the man. It's picked up by Clint Greenshields. Greenshields trying to regain lost ground there. Plays the ball on the 10-metre line. Ferriol trying to use his strength to get over the line, but it's good defence from Rovers to drive him back. They've got to work hard here now. Here's Mogg. Mogg trying to wrong foot the defence, but Ben Fisher was there and the ball's popped up for Briscoe and he'll counter-attack.
Sean Briscoe is one of the most alert fullbacks knocking around in Super League, and because of his urgency, he's earned inside a penalty. They were under all kinds of pressure, Hull KR, but the defence stood really strong. He got the ball. Excellent transition from defence into attack, and just earned his side a simple penalty with his eagerness to get up and play that ball.
He is Sean Briscoe, isn't he? Having had that new haircut. So that's let Rovers off the hook. Well, they worked well to get off the hook in actual fact. Wheeldon plays the ball. Now then, can they put a bit of pressure on this Catalan Dragons defence? Fisher organising his players, and then guides them down the short side, and that's a good run from Newton. Back on the inside. Oh, ankle tap on Briscoe, and he desperately trying to get to his feet and just couldn't do so. The line was open for him. Rovers were almost there. They could still be. Dobson's pass is not a good one, but it's still going to go out wide. Could be in the corner with Fox, and Fox gets the first try of the game, or does he? He doesn't think so. No, the touch judge, I think, saying that he thought there was a foot in touch.
And I think, Bill, Fox was probably too honest there. He goes in, he dives to the corner, gives himself as much chance as he could, but his left foot just touched the white line. He got up, shook his head, and more or less said to the referee, "I didn't make it, sir."
They're not going to see it from that angle. And the try is disallowed. Ferriol plays the ball. One of the Catalan Dragons international contingent. There were 10 Catalan Dragons squad members in the French side that played against England just last month. Ferriol wasn't one of them because of injury. Shows the strength they've got at this Catalan Dragons club, but they have actually brought in Sebastian Martin on loan from Pia because of injury problems. He'll be there, and in fact he's on the bench, and they're on the attack now. Greenshields ball over the top. Dimitri Pello ball back on the inside. Jean-Philippe Bale gets the first try of the game. Briscoe so close at the other end, can only watch as Bale gets in to put Catalan Dragons on the scoreboard. And how cruel is this game? Sean Briscoe almost there. Peter Fox thought he was. And then play turns round and goes up the other end, and the Catalan Dragons score.
The movement from this Catalan side. Look at the inside pass there. Clint Greenshields goes through the gap. Pello knew that he wasn't going to get there, and he passed it to the inside ball to the big dynamic centre, Jean-Philippe Bale. But they've got so much time on the ball. The big forwards taking the ball forward, playing it really quick, passing the ball inside to Jean-Philippe Bale, who gets over and scores the try for this Catalan side.
So Catalan ahead by 4 points to 0. Bale's 8th try of the season. And now then, can Thomas Bosk, who has scored in every game he's played in this season, can he convert from wide out? 47 goals to his name so far this season for Thomas Bosk. Kicking towards the end, which is packed with Hull Kingston Rovers supporters, who won't enjoy the sight of that as it curves in between those uprights. And Catalan lead by 6 points to 0. Maguire, change of direction. Rovers heading back towards their own try line. Vela with the tackle on Ferriol. Here is Mogg. Short ball from Mogg. Gossard. Maguire, clap of the hands, wants a speedy play the ball. Looping pass, finds Bosk. Bosk, kick over the top. Bale, acres of space. Second try for Jean-Philippe Bale, or is it? Another decision for the video ref, Peter Brook, to make. But there was nobody at home for Hull Kingston Rovers.
My first reaction to that is a try. It was a plan kick. You're seeing in the background Adam Mogg orchestrating, pointing up to kick the ball. Thomas Bosk with a neat little kick. And Bale again, is he in for his second try?
There he is.
You can see, there he is, the left of your screen. Chasing really hard. The number 15 in your screen with a white jersey on.
Looks pretty onside to me there. Perfect kick from Thomas Bosk. Now, do they want to check the grounding? Didn't appear to be a problem with that. The try has been awarded while we were watching that replay. And second try for the Catalan Dragons, and created by that man Thomas Bosk. Had a hand in the first try, the inside ball to Clint Greenshields. This time it was the boot of Bosk that has set up that try for Jean-Philippe Bale, taking him to 9 for the season.
And we said, was it going to be a problem for the Hull KR side trying to control this dominant pack that Catalan have got? Every time they took that ball to the line, they were landing on the front, playing the ball really quick, pulling the numbers in. As they pulled the numbers in, there was got to be a gap somewhere on that park, and it was on the right-hand side of Hull KR's defence, and Jean-Philippe Bale went in for his second try.
The beady eyes of Thomas Bosk fixed on those posts, with good effect as he lands 2 more points for the Catalan Dragons. Here's Riles once more. Such a long time ago since Rovers were beating the Catalans by 44 points to 10. At Craven Park, they were in red-hot form at the start of the season back in April. They'd only suffered 1 loss, but now they're on the receiving end. Greenshields almost through. Briscoe with the tackle on his opposite number. Manages to slow things down. It's with Remy Casti. Casti just losing his way a little bit, and Rovers able to regroup. Casti clinging onto the ball. Maguire. Bosk. Mogg now. Mogg with a little chip kick. Bell taps it back, and it's snapped up by Dobson. Now has Dobson got the legs? I don't think he has. Mogg chasing him back, and Mogg getting his man, but great work from Michael Dobson. Not one of the biggest players on the field, but he got a hold of that ball and he's relieved the danger.
But the awareness of Michael Dobson then, he knew that the ball was going to be patted back, and he read that play absolutely perfect.
And it's turned the tables now because Rovers are on the attack. Can they capitalise here? They've got Catalan on the back foot, courtesy of that run from Michael Dobson. Cook dummies once, now Chev Walker, they're in through Cockayne, they are on the scoreboard. And from one wing to the other, And Cockayne goes back and salutes his teammates, and he should salute Michael Dobson there. It was his run that turned the tables, got Rovers up the other end of the field, and this is what they did with it.
Jean-Philippe Bale, what is he doing coming out of the line like that? Sean Briscoe was the dummy runner, and Jean-Philippe Bale thought that he was going to get that pass. Good play by Dobson to get him into position. Pass off Chev Walker, looks a touch forward, but Ben Cockayne was the right man in the right place at the right time.
Well, of course, it's been a checkered season for Ben Cockayne. Missed a couple of months because of his club suspension after the court case. Back in the side, keeping his head down, getting on with the job, and getting the 60th try of his career to put Hull Kingston Rovers on the scoreboard. And Michael Dobson to close the gap still further with this conversion, which he'll fancy landing. Been in great scoring form with the boots. 77 so far this season. He's missed it. That is unlike Michael Dobson. Looking for a 40-20. And it might make it. It might make it. It has, or has it? Well, Greenshields did brilliantly there.
What about the acrobatic skill there? The ball was going to go into touch, and he dove on the floor, patted it back inside. He jumped up as quick as he could, got back in the field of play.
He ran round the corner flag.
He just done a pirouette. Watch for the athletic skill here. He sees that it's going dead, he passes it back, he looks where the ball is, he comes round the post.
But how dangerous could that have been if Peter Fox or somebody had been up in support? Well, that was amazing from Clint Greenshields.
Maybe he had a bit of vision and he had a little look up before, see where the Hull KR chasers were, and he was confident in what he was doing.
Just one miss. Oh, the knock on, and Rovers have got it back. Bad mistake. Well, Greenshields just one miss in 3 seasons in Super League. And now they get the penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers. Offside, not standing square, I beg your pardon.
This will be interesting, Bill. Will he go for 2 points? So then it's just one converted try that's in it. It's definitely in Michael Dobson's range, this. He's looking around, he's shaking his head, see what he can do, but this is the try. You could see what's Philippe Bale thinking of. But was that a forward pass? I'm not so sure.
It's not forward.
That's what they're looking at. He goes over the line.
There's no way that's forward. The French director obviously convinced that it is.
I think they're a bit biased.
You're spot on tonight. Dobson is going for the 2 points. So this to narrow the gap and head onto the posts. Mind you, he missed with his last kick, did Dobson. You thought he'd have landed that one. This one, though, straight on. And 12 points to 6. The scoreline here at the Stade Gilbert Brutus in favour of the Catalan Dragons. The Rovers have come back strongly. They looked a bit dejected and sorry for themselves at 12-0 down. But certainly very much in the hunt here. As Briscoe takes the kick, runs it back.
But sometimes when you get hold of the ball and you go over to the Catalan side, it's always a tough place to go and play. Especially when you're up against the big physical side. And Justin Morgan, a real brave decision not to take Mick Fozzard, probably one of the biggest enforcers in the KR side. So somebody else had to step up tonight. And all the players in this Hull KR side in this first half, or after the first 10 minutes, have really put the hand up.
Rovers just inside that Catalan Dragons half now. Dobson puts the little kick in. Fox chasing, Fox has it. And Greenshields comes across, and I think he's conceded head and feet at the scrum, or has he? No, there was a Rovers hand on that ball, says Richard Silverwood. Before Greenshields got there, Peter Fox very nearly on the end of that. Again, intelligent play.
But that shows a confidence as well. They don't just want to get the ball down into the opposition's 10-yard what they want to do. They want to try and make a contest every time they kick the ball and try and score. Real intelligent play from that man, Michael Dobson.
Last couple of minutes of the first half.
And that's even better defence, turning Oliver Elmer onto his back. They've really struggled to do that in this first half, turn the French forwards, but they're coming in with some real sting in their tackles now.
Look really lively to Hull Kingston Rovers, more so than their opponents, in fact. Catalan looking a little bit weary, keen to hear the hooter at the end of this first half. Here's Ferriol. Ferriol was caught high, didn't flinch.
Scott Morelli's not one of the biggest people, but he's definitely tries to intimidate his opposition. You see him come out the line, trying to put a shot on the big man Ferriol. Ferriol, the enforcer for Catalan. Scott Morel tried to be the enforcer for Hull KR.
Ferriol just shrugged his shoulders, gritted his teeth, and got on with it. Gets on with it.
I think if I was Scott Morel now, I'd hide out a bit wider, just in case here he comes, is he looking for him?
Well, he wasn't able to build up a head of steam there. He gets a bit more treatment as Ferriol. Michael Vella there to make the tackle. Now then, have Catalan got something right at the end of the first half here? They could have. It's Casti. Remy Casti so close to that try line for the Catalan Dragons. Shane Perry on the field. There's a player down in back play for the Dragons. That's a terrible pass, but it's come up for them. The kick into the corner. Croker is chasing. He won't get it down, or will he? I think he's run out of room there, Jason Croker. He seems convinced he's got it, but a real mess there. Jason Croker looks certain that he's got the try.
He looks so confident. A clever little kick off Gregory Muniz. Does the old fella get the ball down? He picks it up. Has he a word of trial in his? What an effort.
I do him an injustice there. Or has his right forearm made contact with the whitewash? Was he onside? Well, you can't see there.
What an effort by Jason Croker. I think this will be awarded this. That was a clever little kick. Just as you thought they were going to come up with a long ball out to get there, Jason Croker put his hand up, chased really hard and got there before Sean Briscoe.
They'll be relieved to see that that's been awarded a try. So, while Hull Kingston Rovers were looking the more threatening at the end of that first half, it's the Catalan Dragons who come up with the try. It's Jason Croker with a great piece of athleticism to get his second of the season.
And that just goes to show, there's the half-time hooter, is it? You've got to concentrate for 80 minutes of rugby league.
Rovers will be so furious about that. They've done so well to get themselves back into the game. They were starting to dominate their opponents. And then in just the last couple of minutes of this first half, they've given Catalan Dragons an opportunity just to extend their lead again. Bosch then from the touchline. Do well to land this one. Oh, and that's rubbed salt in Rovers' wounds. Bosch kicks it. Third success of the night. And 18 points to 6, the scoreline at half-time in Perpignan.